Hey, Coach, man, what time is it?
Oh, Slim, you know what time it is. 6 o'clock. Stay up and down. It's HomeSpun Sports with Coach John Montgomery. Sports talk with a twist of down-home wisdom. Welcome. We're sure enough glad you have tuned in once again. It's HomeSpun Sports. Sports talk with just a twist of down-home wisdom. I am your host, the Coach, John Montgomery. I'm right here in good old H-Town, Houston, Texas, way up in Dale City, Oklahoma. My ride or die, the last P in the shell. What's up, Slim?
I can't call it, Coach. How you doing?
Oh, Slim, man. I am blessed and highly favored by the Lord and so excited about show number 37.
Yes, sir.
Our very special guest is a gentleman that I have known over the years. I have followed him through his HBCU coaching career. I followed him through his D1 coaching career. Know him to be a stand-up guy, a forthright man, a teacher who's committed to the total development of the student athlete. He is the newly appointed head football coach of the Thundering Herd of Marshall University. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please make welcome my friend from way back in the day, Coach Charles Huff.
What's going on, Coach?
How you guys doing, man? I appreciate you guys having me on. It's an honor. You know, I've watched you guys show and kind of followed you, people you've had on, some phenomenal speakers, some phenomenal men and women in not only the sports game, but in life. So I appreciate the time. Happy to be here.
Charles, we are delighted to have you, man. You know, I was thinking about, Charles, I met you for the very first time at Black Mountain. At Black Mountain FCA camp in Black Mountain, North Carolina. And you had an anointing on you then, and you could see it then, brother, that you had it, man. And I'm just so excited about what God is going to do with you at Marshall University. No question.
I appreciate it, man. That camp, I don't even know if they still have it now, but that camp was not only great opportunity to learn some football from some great coaches and great men, but it was actually a chance to learn how to express your spirit and your love for your higher calling, you know, and your love for Jesus Christ, and letting, you know, young coaches and young players know it's okay to be violent and physical and aggressive in football, but also love the Lord. And that camp, you know, changed my life, not necessarily in one moment, but just the men and women that I met there, the guys that we coached. I still keep in touch with some of those guys. So it was really an impressionable moment on my life. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You're talking about the Crowder step. You got to dig down and get some.
You remember
Ooh, Coach?
Yeah.
those practice fields on the bottom of the hill down there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't know if they cut the grass there yet or not, but it was showed up high then.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Coach Huff, you're a Hampton Pirate. You know, you played offense. You played offensive line and fullback. Now that had to been an experience. All right. Yeah. I mean, that was crazy.
You're not really good, but you're a good kid. They try to find a place for you.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes your character, your effort, and your determination will go a little bit farther than your athleticism. But ultimately, I settled at O-line. I started at fullback because I was too small to play O-line, but too big to play any other position. So I was a center backed up 4 yards.
Okay. Take Coach. take us back to your MEAC HBCU days. Tell us about that.
Yeah, probably one of the most influential men in my life outside of my immediate family probably was Coach Joe Taylor. He took a bunch of young men who had, very little direction or, direction we thought was right, and taught us how to be young African-American men in this world that we live in. And we won a lot of football games, but we also learned a lot of lessons. One I'll never forget was, he made us wear a shirt and tie every Wednesday. And to this day, I don't have a problem putting on a shirt and tie. And as small as that seems, and the world's changed now, right? You don't necessarily have to wear a shirt and tie at certain places. It's a little more accepted not to. But what it forced us to do is it forced us to look at 125 other young African American men with a shirt and tie on, and folks going somewhere in life, as small as that seemed. It ultimately changed my life, and it made me believe that I too, could become a head coach and coach at the highest level. And I got to watch Coach Taylor, for 4 years, be the model of exactly what I wanted to be, and it was kind of like a 4-year apprenticeship. I knew at a very young age that playing in the NFL was not something that the Lord had called me to do by the size and athleticism that He gave me. But I knew I wanted to coach, and being there, and I had the best of both worlds. I was lucky enough to grow up in a minority few area. So I went to high school with a lot of non-minority students. Had a great time. Learned a lot from my teachers and coaches. But for me to get the complete other side of the coin and be surrounded by so many bright, intelligent minority minds kind of let me know that it's doable for both. I think that's what's helped me in my position now, and that I attribute that to my days at hand.
So Charles, now you're the head coach of the Thundering Herd of Marshall University. That school's got a very, very rich tradition in football. That's a school that you can win at. As a school where you should win. I worked for, and I mean, Marshall, we are Marshall.
Marshall.
Charles, I worked for Reggie Oliver.
Okay.
When Reggie Oliver was head coach at Alabama A&M, I was his OC. But you're at Marshall, and that's a school where you can win. Now, I want to let you know something, brother. You are in a elite fraternity. I'll call it an elite fraternity. There are a few of us, and now you are one of us who came through the HBCU ranks to get to D1 football. Two of my good and dear friends are no doubt mentors of yours and guys I know you know well. Woodrow McCorvey. Woodrow and I started off at Alabama A&M. John Chavis, the chief, and John Chavis and I started off. We were on that same staff at Alabama A&M, and those guys went on to great things in D1 football. And now, my brother, you're doing it the same. What's so important, and what people need to know, is that Marshall, you're a black man now head coach at Marshall, a place where you can win. I remember guys like Ron Dickerson at Temple. And Ron Dixon, good football coach. Jim Caldwell at Wake Forest. There have been a number of brothers who've had them jobs. Harriet Tubman led 1,000 slaves to freedom, and she couldn't win at Temple. Well, at least when Ron was there. But you're at a place where you can win. So go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I'm a strong believer that many are called, but few are chosen. I believe I was chosen, to be here at this time, in this moment. I fully understand, the expectations. One of the reasons why I took this job was because exactly like you say, not being an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, my window for success in validating my ability to be a head coach is small. You got to win. The bottom line, doesn't matter how good of a person you are, and how good of a motivator you are, you got to win.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons I took this job was because I knew Marshall had a good foundation.
There you go.
Marshall had an unbelievable history and tradition and a passionate fan base.
Yes, right.
And I knew you could win. Obviously, there are some things that we got to do to kind of take that next step, but I knew that the foundation was solid. And if you're going to build any sustainable structure, you got to start with a good foundation.
No question. No question.
Believe in being a trailblazer and doing something that's never been done. But the reality of it is it's hard to do something that's never been done in this game of football because it takes so many other pieces pulling in the same direction, right? It's not just, hey, what is Coach Huff, the administration, it's the support staff, it's the community, it's the fan base. So I knew it was something that had to be done. When I made the decision that, hey, I'm going to be a head coach, I passed up some other opportunities because the foundation wasn't necessarily as strong as Marshall's.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's what kind of made the difference. And I know that my my day-to-day and my year-to-year success here at Marshall will hopefully pave the way for some other people to stand on some solid foundations. I know that my ability to be successful is going to create opportunities for other people. So I take that challenge. I love the expectation. I think it makes you focus in. I think it makes you very diligent in your approach. I wouldn't want to be anywhere where there wasn't high expectations. I love the pressure, I think, I've been called to be in this situation,
No
so
question.
I'm prepared. Is there, things that I'm going to learn along the way and mistakes that I'm making? Yeah, that's natural. But I believe I'm prepared. I believe I got the right plan with the right staff, with the right.
There you go.
So we feel very confident. Now, at the end of the day, you and I both know the Jimmys and the Joes got to make plays on Saturday.
Ain't no question.
But
absolutely,
in football, there's so many things that lead up to Saturday afternoons that if you can get a lot of them in the right lane, you got a chance on Saturday.
Ain't no question. Charles, there's three things about a leader. Number one, he knows where he's going. Number two, he knows how to get where he's going. And third thing, he's able to get everybody on board with him to go where he's going. And I know you got that, brother. I saw it, like I said, at Black Mountain Camp. And Joe, that was around 2005, 2006, at the bottom of that hill, brother. And it is no surprise to me what you are doing. And I know you're going to be successful. Charles, Willie Jeffries, the first African-American to be head coach in Division I. I was a running back coach at Wichita State, and he pounded this in us every day. He said, gentlemen, it's football season 365 days out of the year. He said, it's always something you can do in coaching every day to get better.
Yes, sir.
Fill us in on what the assistant coaches at Marshall are doing, even as we speak.
Yeah, I think obviously, the world we live in now is all about recruiting, right? I mean, I can't coach a bad player to be good. It is what it is. So you got to get good players. So we're in the mode now of heavy camp season. We're traveling around a bunch of travel camps, and I think our camp model fits Marshall. We're doing 4 campuses on 4 camps on our campus, and then we're traveling to 6 other sites, different days. Because the reality of it is the players that we are probably going to be able to get that are going to help us win probably aren't choosing to come to a Marshall camp. They probably are going to, Power 5 camps where they're right on the verge of, hey, if they're taking 3 DBs, I'm in, but if they're only taking 2, I'm out. Well, for us to get a chance, and I'm a strong believer, and I don't believe in recruiting stars and rankings. That's the piece of the puzzle. But God gave me 20/20 vision.
There you go.
I believe and trust in my own eyes. And some players you got to get out and see. You got to. Hard to tell if a kid runs 4.6 or 4.8. It's hard to tell on film if a kid is 5'11" or 6 foot. So you got to get out and see these guys. So we're on the roads, travel camps. We got camps on our campus. We're also Right now, the NCAA changed the rules a little bit. Now we got basically phase 1 of the NFL model with our guys, where we get 2 hours field a week with them. So we're practicing Tuesday and Thursday every day with our guys for about an hour and 15 minutes, whatever it may be. Going through installs, trying to get the new guys caught up. So like you say, every day there's something you can be doing. If you ain't
Every day.
you can be meeting with one of your guys. If you ain't meeting with one of your guys, you can be evaluating a little bit of film. If you ain't evaluating a little bit of film, you can call around and find out, hey, what kind of kid are we bringing into our program? Is he a good kid? Does he work hard? I tell my guys, we don't need cable in your office.
We don't need what, y'all?
We don't need cable TV in your offices. I could be watching cable if you sit in your office. There's enough to be done. I think, like you said, there's always something to do, because at the end of the day, we may not have the resources that Alabama have. We may not have the stadium size of Penn State, and we may not have the 5-star Johnny that Clemson has. But every single one of us wake up with the same thing every day, and that's time. You know, 24 hours. How we use those 24 hours, compared to how Alabama uses them, or how everyone in our conference uses them, that's the only thing that we are all guaranteed the same amount of. So we got to maximize time a little bit more than some other schools. And that's at the end of the day, we all get the same amount. We may not have the same amount of money. We may not have the same stadium size, same resource size, but Coach Saban get 24 hours just like Coach Huff does. And Coach Frank, 24 hours, Coach Huff does. So how can I maximize my 24 hours to the best of my ability to help us take one step forward?
Right quick, y'all. Slim, what your pawpaw say about time?
That is your most valuable commodity.
Ain't no question. Ain't no question. You struck a nerve with that one, y'all.
Coach, you really did. I felt that one. Lord.
So that y'all, before we let you get out of here, man, what will the We Are Marshall fans, what will they see? I know this is your first year. This is your first year to put your flavor on it. But what will we see in your first year, the 2022 season?
Yeah, well, I learned from Coach Saban a long time ago that you don't guarantee we're gonna win this game, we're gonna score this many points. You guarantee the style of performance, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Saturday, you're gonna see a tough, physical, disciplined football team. Now how we execute is going to be determined by how the players play, how well they prepare, and how well they're able to communicate and execute the plays. But every Saturday, you're going to see the Marshall Thunder and Herd. They're going to be tough, they're going to be physical, and they're going to be disciplined. And those are the things that, to me, ultimately are all self-controllable. Can't control what play they call on that. We can control our physicality, we can control our effort, our discipline. If it's on 2, don't go on 1. Watch the ball. Those are all the things that we can control. And if we control the things on a daily basis that we can control, and I tell my players, watching the ball on the snap count, going the right way on the play is the same thing as waking up and being on time for lifting. It's the same thing. We're a little bit different in our program. We tuck our shirts in, we tie our hair up. We all wear the same uniform. We don't wear one wristband and one green wristband, one white wristband. It's a uniform, not a costume, and things that we do on a daily basis should be replicated on Saturday. So I shouldn't have to remind you on Tuesday the importance of being on time for class, being on time for workouts, tucking your shirt in, wearing the right uniform. So on Saturday, I shouldn't have to remind you to watch the ball.
Okay.
Not hard. You've been doing it all week. So you're going to do what you've done all week. Now, the execution part, that's going to come down to how well we prepare as a staff, how well the players prepare, how we put the right pieces together as the coaches. And then at the end of the day, Johnny and Joe got to make a play, right?
Yeah.
But the things that we can control, we should be able to control every Saturday, and that's what the fans should see.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you something, brother. You building that house on solid foundation. I hear it. I hear it. And the Marshall Thunder and Herd fan base is going to see it. As Ray Charles once said,
you got the right one, baby. Yeah.
You got the right one, baby.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a believer, Coach. I'm a believer.
You got the right one, baby. Charles, man, thank you so very much, man, for taking time out to come on our show. And we're just excited, man. Football right around the corner, bro. In fact, it's football season already.
Yes, sir. As soon as we get these finals wrapped up.
Man.
We appreciate it, my brother. God bless
you, Coach.
and thanks.
Thank you.
Wow.
That man got that program right, Coach.
Oh, yeah, man.
Discipline.
When he said that, when you hit that time thing, Slim.
Woo! Brought me back.
Slim.
Who brought me back?
Slim, I'm going to tell you something. Slim, I promise you, your pawpaw up in heaven looked down and winked. he winked on that one when he said that. No question about it. Good luck, Charles Huff, man. We pulling for you.
Absolutely.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for Slim's Pickens. Take it away, bro.
Yes, sir.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
There comes a time, and when you have to say, I fought the good fight. I finished my race. And with that in mind, Tuskegee Athletic Director and head football coach Reginald Ruffin declared that 2022 football season will be his first and his last as the Golden Tigers head football coach. Coach Ruffin has already named his successor in Aaron James, the offensive coordinator / quarterback coach. Congratulations to Prairie View A&M on winning the Commissioner's Cup for the 2021 and 2022 season. The Panthers of Prairie View have won 8 SWAC championships, claiming the league titles in both soccer, bowling, men's and women's track and field, indoor and outdoor, and softball. The final listings and total points reads as follows. Prairie View A&M at 1 with 167. Jackson State at 2 with 150. Alabama State at 3 with 146. Texas Southern at 4 with 121. Southern University at 5 with 119. FAMU at 6 with 106. Alcorn at 7 with 99. Graham at 8 with 96.5. Arkansas Pine Bluff at 9 with 95. Alabama A&M at 10 with 87.5. Bethune-Cookman at 11 with 83.5. And Mississippi Valley at 12 with 41.5. Prairie View won the SWAC in the 2021 football season in football. And, I guess it's true what Terry Toomey said, our last guest on the show. If you have a good fall, you'll have a good winter and a good spring. Stay tuned, sports fans. And that's Slim's Pickens.
I think hell of a job. I think Terry Toomey was spot on correct about that. If you have a good fall, you're going to have a good winter and a good spring. Slim, as you gave and run down that list, I thought it was very unique. The top 6. They all had one common thing from, Prairie View number 1. And I know it's Prairie View, but Slim, I was out there the other day. Houston has grown out to Prairie View.
I mean, you are
between Houston and Prairie View no more. So you might well call Prairie View Houston. Okay.
Yeah.
But apart from that, Jackson State in the city of Jackson, Mississippi, Southern, Baton Rouge, Texas Southern, Houston, Texas, 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas, Florida A&M, Tallahassee, Florida.
Yes, sir.
All 6 of those top 6, all urban environments. Okay, Alcorn, a very good historical football program. It's out in the country. Grambling, Ruston,
it's in the boonies.
Out in the country. So, but I thought that was very interesting. Yeah, no question.
Now, Coach, we got a birthday shout out we got to get to. Okay, a Canadian Football League icon / D1 quarterback / NFL quarterback / current NFL assistant coach. All of this from an HBCU coach. It's a heartwarming story that we talked about it in our last meeting. Won't you share it with our audience?
It is a very heartwarming story, Slim, and it warms my heart to share it. In my little community, there's a gentleman. I'm from Poto. Henry Burris, Big Henry, is from Spiro, Oklahoma / Folk Coffee. Okay. And if you are walking the streets of Poto or Fort Smith or Fort Coffee and you ain't got nothing going on, Henry Burris gonna put you in his car, bring you up to Langston, and get you enrolled in school, get you off the streets. Great guy. No, listen, I've known him since I was 12 or 13 years old. Yeah. Now I'm coaching at Langston University. I'm the offensive coordinator at Langston University, 1992. He comes up to Langston, stops by the football office, and he says, "Hey, man, what's going on? Look here." Reaches in his grip bag and throws me a VHS tape. He says, "Look at this kid, this quarterback. He gonna be up here next year playing for you." I watched the film and, but didn't really look at it very much. About a month later, he comes by. He says, "What'd you think of the kid?" I said, "Oh, yeah, he can play." He said, "Man, you didn't watch
that tape."
He said, "Man, sit down." We cut the film on, and we put the tape in, and Slim, this kid could play. I mean, play. So he says, "You don't know who that is?" I go, "No." He says, "That's little Henry." And I go, "Your son?" He said, "That's little Henry. He'll be up here next year. I'm gonna bring him up here next year." I said, "Well, man, I sure do appreciate it." And he left. I sat there, got to looking at that tape. And Slim, that kid was I'm like, Oklahoma ain't offered this kid. Oklahoma State, Tulsa ain't offered this kid. And they hadn't. And I knew he was better than Langston.
Yeah.
So Ron Dickerson was then the head football coach at Temple. I picked up the phone and just got the job at Temple. And I picked up the phone. He said, "Man, I need a quarterback." I said, "I got one for you." Send him the tape. He says, "You mean I can get this kid?" I said, "Fly down here. I'm going to take you to." He flies to Fort Smith. Your granny and your pawpaw fixed him dinner. We drove out to Fort Coffee and signed him. He goes, he's the greatest player in Temple at quarterback, the best quarterback Temple's ever had. He went to the Canadian League and won several gold cups. He's in the Canadian Football League Hall of Fame. He was a backup quarterback at the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers, and he is currently the quality control / assistant quarterback coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it just warms my heart when I think of all he accomplished. And when he was with the Hamilton Tiger Cats, check it out, Slim, check it out. When he was at the Hamilton Tiger Cats, he autographed this jersey.
What?
He autographed when he was at the Hamilton Tiger Cats. He autographed this jersey, and on the back it said, "To John, I don't know if you can see it, to John, thanks for believing in me, Henry Burris." Hey.
Wow.
Happy birthday, little Henry.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, little Henry. Yeah.
Coach, baseball. Man, we got to talk about these Yankees, man.
Which one the Yankees? Well, the ones up at the mountain.
Are they serious, Coach? Because right now, as we go to press, they are 39-15. And like I said, as we go to press, Coach, Aaron Judge has hit 21 home runs. What's your take?
I think they are for real, Slim. And I'll tell you, but the big thing about it, Slim, any team game, always defense wins first. Right. And the Yankees, man, they got a starting rotation. Garrett Cole is the ace of that staff. Luis Severino, that boy Jordan Montgomery, that boy Talion, Jameson Talion, and that Nestor Cortez. They got 5 show enough go-getters on that mound, Slim. They not playing with that pitcher staff. Mildred, they have put up 8 shutouts already. That starting rotation has an earned run average of 2.5. Slim, they're getting great distance on every appearance. They have not had a pitcher take the mound who has not given them at least 5 innings since the 15th of May. So they're getting a lot of mileage out of their pitching staff. It keeps Aroldis Chapman, the big ace they got out of the big left-hander. They can throw the 100-mile-an-hour heater, the closer. They keeping him rested. And so, they're going to get Giancarlo Stanton back. And I think them Yankees are for real, Slim.
Now, Coach, I look forward to what they do in these next 3 games against the Twins. They got that 3-game series starting on Tuesday. It's going to end on Thursday. I'm really looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
In NFL news, Coach, rookie camps are done. OTAs are about to start. Name me one team that did not make the playoffs that you think will and why.
Slim, I like the New Orleans Saints.
Who that?
Who that think they gonna beat them? Slim, and this year for 2022, that might be for real. Slim, there's never been any question about Jameis Winston's ability to get the football down the field. His only thing,
throwing it to, Coach?
His only thing was turnovers, and I think that year that he spent redshirting under Sean Payton and Drew Brees served him well. If he'll play like he played before he tore that ACL last year, they're going to be in good shape. Plus, they have added to the battery. They had Michael Thomas, who didn't play at all in 2021, but was arguably one of the best wideout in the NFL. They get him back. Jarvis Landry is going to be a big addition. He'll be a slot receiver, but he's great out of his route. He's tough. He catches the football. He's a pro. Jarvis Landry's a big-time acquisition. And they've got Chris Olave, the wide receiver from Ohio State that they took in the first round. On defense, they've added the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, and the big thing, Slim, is, I tell you all the time, if you can block them,
you can beat them.
No question. And they got, I had in my mock draft, Trevor Penning, the big tackle from Northern Iowa. I had him as the 4th best tackle on my board in my mock draft. And I had him going to New Orleans, and they took him. Now, if he matures and he's a plug-in guy at left tackle, the Saints will have 3 first-round picks in that offensive line with Penning at the left tackle, Andrews Pete, the guard from Stanford that they took in the first round, and that Ramchick kid at the right tackle, the big tackle from Wisconsin. That's 3 first-rounders in the offensive line. And I'm telling you, Slim, the Saints could be for real for 2022. No question about it. No question.
Keeping on with NFL, Coach, it's the first week of June, and the Keel Glass, 6'4", 230 of Alabama A&M, threw for 3,568 yards and 36 touchdowns. He has not been signed yet. What's up with that, Coach?
No, he has not been signed yet. And, Slim, I've said it all along. I'll say it again. Diamonds, racehorses, and quarterbacks. 3 things that are as good as they're molded, shaped, and developed.
Yep.
And if there ever was a kid that needs a developmental league to play in, to hone his skills in, it's Akil Glass. Because the rap on him is not elite arm talent. Meaning he cannot get the football through tight windows. Okay?
Oh.
NFL ain't like college, partner. In college, you don't have to throw with no anticipation. He open, you throw it to him.
Touchdown.
In the NFL, you must be able to throw with anticipation because those cornerbacks, I've heard Deion Sanders talk about it numerous times when he was playing. He would bait a quarterback, let the receiver be out in front just long enough for the quarterback to think he was open, and then Deion would close to the ball and pick it off. You got to be able to get that ball in a tight window to play to play in the National Football League.
Yeah.
He has not demonstrated the ability to do that, and that was the rap on him. So he needs to be in a good developmental league to kill glass, no question.
Okay. Pops, before we get out of here, finals. They are going on right now. It's game 2. We are back in Golden State. They up 79-64 right now. About a minute left in the third, Coach.
It is. It's about to go into the fourth quarter, and they're up 81-64 as we go to press.
Lord.
Slim, I still think Golden State's going to win it. They lost in game 1. They got to learn to play defense. They blew 12, 14-point leads. But Slim, what scares me about Boston now is it's not that Golden State blew a 12, 14-point lead in game 1. It wasn't turnovers. It was Boston raining them threes. Slim, I did not know Boston could share the wealth like they do. I did not know they had that many guys who could score, who could shoot it like that.
Yeah.
No question.
I mean, when you got Jason Tatum, is going to be 5 for 7. Currently, he is 6 for 9 from the 3-point line. Al Horford, only 2 points. Hasn't really shot it that much. Jaylen Brown, 17. He's 3 for 9. They need to pick that up. I mean, like you said, Steph Curry is too good. Klay Thompson, that combination right there, if they go over 50, Coach, you're hard-pressed to win that game. Now, in game 1, what really saved Boston was Derek White's contribution, 20-plus points off the bench. It's really kind of hard to overcome when your bench player in Jordan Poole doesn't put up a 9.
Yeah. Well, hey, the one thing that I think that this definitely saw when Boston went to Golden State and won is we're going to be looking at 7 games.
Oh, most definitely, Coach. That's money. That's money.
We're going to be looking at 7 games. So,
it was a pleasure being in the studio.
Well, hold on, wait. So before we get out of here, you still riding Golden State, or you done flip the script?
I'm gonna still go with I'm gonna be with Boston, Coach. I'm gonna flip the script.
You gonna flip the script?
I'm gonna flip the script, Coach.
One game, you gonna flip the script?
One game, Coach. Because look, that one game, that was supposed to be a Golden State victory. I think we both knew that.
Supposed to be a Golden State victory. Golden State still gonna win this. We're gonna talk about it next week. All right. Okay.
All right. Love you, man.
Love you, man. Give my best to everybody up in Dale City, Oklahoma.
I will. Tell Mama I love her, all right?
You can count on it. Mm-hmm. Take care. And finally, remember the name, A. Marion Peterson. He's a running back from Wichita Falls, Texas. Wichita Falls, Texas is a little town about 2 hours from Norman, Oklahoma. A. Marion Peterson was offered by the University of Alabama. He was offered by the University of Texas. He was offered by the University of Wisconsin. And he was offered a scholarship by the University of Oklahoma. Now, by the time Oklahoma and Texas joined the SEC in 2025, A. Marion Peterson's career at the University of Southern California will probably be over. But it's a bad look, Brent Venables, and it's a bad look, Steve Sarkisian, for Lincoln Riley to come all the way from Los Angeles, California to Wichita Falls, Texas, and take a gym. And it also tells me that Lincoln Riley ain't playing around. And hey, that's how I see it. 6 o'clock, straight up and down.
That's how we see it, and that's how it is. Thank God.
Thank
we
God.
get to do this again.
Thank God.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this week's episode of Homespun Sports. Sports talk with a twist.
Just a twist.
A down-home wisdom.
Just
Thank you so much, Coach Charles Huff, for being our special guest on episode 37. It was a pleasure to have you in the studio with you. We look forward to a long and healthy relationship with you in the future. and go Thunder and Herd. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit the like button. Stay up to date to all of our content. We don't want you to miss a thing when our information comes out to you. It's all live, it's all real, and it's all for you. Make sure you got that bell turned on so you don't miss anything when we drop it. Hey, Coach.
What you say, bro?
Let's go ahead and get up out of here, man.
My man, until we do it again. What? See